Okay, Jane the Virgin, season 5, finale. Yes, it cleaned up a couple of the things from the past, but it keep revisiting certain issues that were, well, I mean, there's two different stories that could have been told. They chose to tell one specifically for political reasons rather than for story and entertainment value, and that has always been in effect. The other aspects of it, everything else, the telenovela, great work. It's huge in a large portion of the world, and yeah, I mean, it's just a soap opera with a little, you know, different style because the style sort of started here. Maybe I don't actually know. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, soap operas. Literally, the term was created here like many decades ago to sell soap. It was literally a product, a television show that would draw people in so that they would see the commercials. And a telenovela was an adaptation of this, I would expect. Don't even care about the research. I'm not saying I'm right. Look, they could have done it first in Mexico, and then America adapted them as soap operas then, which would sort of moot the whole essence of this entire series if that was true. Because this is going on the sort of premise that soap operas are slightly different because they're just different. It's sort of like WWE versus whatever that wrestling is they do with the masks and stuff. So you have that. But the characters maintain themselves. There's a lot more continuity, a lot more story than politics, but they still throw in the politics, of course, because they have to be true to the party. And it doesn't really take that much away from the season, which wraps up. Now, they did throw this whole behind the scenes thing at 99 out of 100 episodes when it should have been 100, and the finale should have been 99. Personal, personal observation. Most of those things would have been thrown in as an extras package, which is separate from the series and not as an episode of the series, where they sort of like everyone gets to say goodbye before the finale. In just to fill a night on air, which means they could have actually put a real episode in that spot and then use that as an extras reel, like so many other productions do. The whole behind the scenes and interviews with the crew cast and stuff. So we have that aspect of it. Yes, it wrapped. I mean, I haven't seen telenovelas in a very long time, and very vaguely, and only participles here and there when I was in LA. So I really am not an expert on telenovelas per se. But as they keep, referring to the telenovela style, that they're near but not quite a telenovela. They're like an anglicized, as we call everything. Like, my family, we anglicized our names, and when we came to America, they came, well, the non-Anglo, the non-Anglo. Anyways, so we have that. Were there some storylines that could have developed better? Yeah, there was some sort of rushing because they, at some point, you saw them aiming for a sixth season, and like some storylines just dropped way too fast, and then trying to leave the threads for the future, maybe for spin-offs or something. I don't know. So you have that. I do like the show despite the affrontive and political edge of it. And I mean, I know people from all these different countries, legal and illegal, I've met and talked with and lived with for, most of the 90s, from these different groups, as well as, the second, since the 90s up until, and basically from 89 to 2006. I spent a lot of time around American Hispanics, immigrant Hispanics, illegal immigrant Hispanics, Latinos, and I get literally so confused over what term is right to use within their own community. There's so much confusion. And of course, each, Cubans versus Argentinians versus Guatemalans versus Mexicans versus Hondurans versus Colombians. Trust me, the political dynamics in here, it's not one big chummy family. So you have that. That's sort of ignored. My personal feelings on the entire topic are irrelevant to the actual to the show itself. I mean, what they're doing is what I'm discussing, and how they're doing it, and whether it's acceptable. It's acceptable as entertainment. I mean, we're not going to sit here and dissect the old Ben-Hur with Charlton Heston over its historical accuracy. So we're going to leave historical accuracy out of this and just take it as parallel universe entertainment. And you have entertainment in 5 seasons, 99 out of 100 episodes that are worth watching. And c'est la vie.